Hello there, Taurus. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast. This forecast is for the week of February the 21st through the 27th. My apologies on being late getting this out here. This week has just been a crazy schedule. So let's see if we can get all 12 videos made and put up before the 21st. I'll just be happy if that happens. Let's see what you're getting, Taurus. By the way, fellow Taurus, my rising is Taurus. Let's see what shows up. What shows up? What shows up? What shows up? What shows up? Okay, starting with the weekend. First of all, we have Saturday, the Five of Swords coming up in reverse. This talks about coming into some kind of point of acceptance where we're recognizing that something isn't going to change no matter how much we might try to change it. And so now we get to decide, okay, if this does stay the same, do I want to have it in my life? Do I want to be a part of this? Or do I want to let it go? Do I want to adjust my views on things or how I handle things? What do I want to do with this now that I'm coming to that point of acceptance? So that's Saturday. Now, Sunday, here we have the Page of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles just talks about good news about money or material goods. Okay, so this is not so much receiving a gift. That's more the Ace of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles, pages are messengers. So this is good news. This could be, this could be that you find out that you won a raffle at a contest that you went to or at a party that you went to, and that the prize is in the mail on its way to you. Could be something like that. Could also be something like finding out that somebody else paid a bill for you. This could be like when you drive through Starbucks and somebody pays your Starbucks bill before you get to the window. That would show up as a Page of Pentacles. So a Page of Pentacles is some kind of good news. The key is that this is a messenger, so the money may not be in that hand right now, but the news about the money is showing up on Sunday. Now, the money can as well. It could come in with the news. Also, that's a possibility. But we don't want to assume that when we have just the Page of Pentacles showing up by itself. We know for sure we're getting news about money, and some of you will probably also get money as well, but definitely news about money. All right, that's a pretty good weekend so far. Let's look at the rest of the week. Monday, King of Swords. We're being really strategic about something is what I'm hearing. So this isn't about somebody else that we're interacting with on Monday. This is us putting together a strategy or a plan around something. Boop, ba-da-doo-doo on Tuesday. Two of Swords coming up in reverse. We have some kind of decision to make that's going to impact us more for the long term than the short term. And with this decision, we may be feeling a little bit confused. So if there's somebody putting pressure on you to make this decision right now, nay, buy yourself some time if you can. Find a way to buy yourself some time. If you're the one putting pressure on yourself, which is actually what happens more often than the other way, in my experience at least, then allow yourself some time to sit with this decision and to really get to where you feel comfortable going one way or the other here, rather than just trying to push something through fast and hope that it works out right. That's what I would say. When I first started doing YouTube, this is actually my second channel, but when I started my first channel, I had never, of course, done YouTube before. It was my first channel. Duh. But when I started it, I actually opened up and created the channel like in October, I think, of 2013. And then it took me until like February or March to actually upload a video because I knew I wanted to do the channel. But what I couldn't decide was what did I want my videos to look like? I didn't want them to look like just everybody else's video. And at that time, the only tarot videos that were around, there was Tarot with Tilly, and there was, what's the guy's name? He's also an astrologer. But both of them were doing tarot cards that were for the whole collective, like daily cards or cards of the day in some way or another, that were for the whole collective. And I started the very first time that I finally decided what I wanted mine to look like. It was basically this type of thing. It was one card per day for every week for every sign, because I thought surely that'll make us more accurate if we can break it down by sign. And so it took me a long time to go from that point of knowing I know I want a YouTube channel. I don't know what I want to have on it. And so I just allowed my time to sit with it and to let that percolate until I knew what I want my videos to look like. And then I started going with them. Were the first ones perfect? No. I look back at those and I'm like, oh my God, my makeup was horrible. My fingernails were horrible. There was a lot that was not pretty about those beginning ones. But I at least knew what I wanted them to be like what format I wanted. So that's just an example of this. Like the advice is whatever decision you're trying to make, allow that to percolate so you come up with a really nice decision that you can live with for the long term. Now let's look at Wednesday. So Wednesday we have the Seven of Wands coming up in reverse. Seven of Wands in reverse. Tells me that you have set up some boundaries with somebody, maybe more than one somebody in your life. And now they're testing those boundaries. They're trying to, they're trying to come over with the bulldozer and see if they can push those boundaries down. And so it's going to be up to you to maintain those boundaries or to let them go. The problem is if you do let them go, maybe the person has cute puppy dog eyes. Maybe it's a cute puppy dog. Either way, once you let the boundaries go the first time, then they're never going to take your boundaries serious again. And you're going to have to really, really dig in to hold on to any boundaries going forward. So the advice here when somebody is trying to test your boundaries is, really think about that before you let them just turn on that bulldozer and roll right over them. Because the consequences of that can last a long time. Looking at Thursday, here we have the King of Pentacles. So let's see what's going on here, Taurus, with the King of Pentacles. Is this us? So I'm hearing this is us, and this is we're in a phase where we're gathering our resources on Thursday. So kind of collaborating, everything, evaluating what do we have as resources and gathering them. We may be getting ready to make some kind of big purchase or down payment or something. But what I'm hearing is we're gathering our resources, which is not a traditional meaning for this card, and not even a meaning that I've ever heard on this card before, but that's what Spirit is saying. So on Thursday, we should expect to be gathering our resources. This could be even like maybe putting all of our resources together on a piece of paper so that we can present it to go in for maybe a loan, or maybe we're even putting a budget together. And so just having a good idea of what resources do we have, that type of thing. But gathering our resources. And this could be very physically gathering our things all into the same space or something too. Now on Friday, Seven of Swords coming up in reverse. Seven of Swords in reverse is an interesting card because a lot of readers will talk about it as when it's right side up, it's some type of theft. I don't really see it necessarily as some type of theft. Not usually, sometimes. I think maybe one time since I started reading in 2012, I saw it as a theft. But the Seven of Swords in reverse talks about this idea that we tried to leave something without burning any bridges, just kind of on the down low. Hopefully, nobody really even noticed we were leaving it. This is me because I'm an introvert. At 2 hours, I'm kind of done with the party. I'm too sensitive to energy to hang out at a party very long. So at 2 hours, you're going to see me hitting my expiration date, and I am going to be headed for the exit. That can be this. Because if the party is going on a couple more hours or another hour, I am going to be quietly leaving. I'm not going to be wanting to, make a big deal of it so other people get to enjoy what is left of their party time. I will, say goodbye to the hostess or the host, and then I will find my way to the door. And I'm doing it not burning any bridges, not being really loud about it. This is something that it's kind of on the down low. It's not exactly sneaky. It's just we're not making a big fuss about it. It's no drama. Okay. Now, when it comes up in reverse, though, now we're coming back to a situation that we left, no drama, without burning up any bridges. Now we're coming back to that situation again. Okay. So this could be a job that we left on good terms. Now we're going back to that job. This could be a relationship where we just kind of took a break from talking to a person for a while. Now we're talking to them again. But there's something going on where we're coming back into a relationship or a relationship or a situation that we left quietly. And it sounds like the way I said relationship just so smoothly, that wasn't intentional. I was not shooting for that. Sounds like it could be a relationship for most of us that we're sort of reopening the door to. Maybe we left the door cracked and now we're just reopening it and sort of walking back in. Still, whenever we walk back in with that Seven of Swords in reverse, it's still no drama. We're basically acting kind of like we never left. Hey, how's it been since I saw you last? How's your life going? We're not saying, oh, you're probably surprised to see me. Are you doing okay? No, we're not making a big deal out of it. We're just coming back into the situation smoothly, just as smoothly as we left. All right. So that's what we have for the week, Taurus. Thank you all for stopping by and hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. If you want to find out more about my readings or any of the other wonderful services that I offer, feel free to check out my website. It's right above my head there. People try to put a .com in there somewhere. There is no .com. You go to amista.info. That's where you get all the information on me. Okay, so it's just like it looks. Everybody have a fantastic week, and I'll see you back next time. Peace.